Dahoodpostman, Professor Belly Bell. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and 15th. Lock the door.
Spike, Mike, man, we just recently lost little Sodi and his uncle, and I believe it was right after a celebration, a Hood Day celebration.
Excuse me real quick.
Okay.
His uncle is Big Al Capone, and that's somebody I grew up under. So whenever we mention Lil Sodi, we have to mention Big Al Capone.
Big Al
Very
Capone. Shout out to
important.
Big Al Capone.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. So let's talk about it.
Oh, for me, I remember Lil Sodi coming around with Big Sodi when he was probably around like 5, 6, 7, up in that age range. And so that was basically the extent of I knew him, because once I went to prison, that's when he became a gamer. So the only thing I know of him is a lot of the things that I heard about him. I know his father is a big homie to me. I learned a lot from his father.
And that's Big Sodi.
That's Big Sodi, a G that I had the utmost respect for. I learned a lot, from him. And Al Capone, which is his uncle, Big Al Capone. I was in prison with Al Capone. I did several years on
because he did
yards.
like 38 years himself,
he did
right?
42 years.
Right? Yeah.
42.
So I was on several different yards with Al Capone.
So he left about 79, 78.
Yeah.
And he was a guy that had tremendous wisdom as far as navigating the prison system and just navigating these communities and this gang life. So I learned a lot from him. He one of the guys that helped me navigate the prison system and make it out alive out of the prison system, because you can't get killed in that prison.
Oh yeah.
What's your take on it, Spike?
Well, I met Lil Sodi while I was in prison. They wasn't around when I was here, but I met her in prison when they was starting to the far west side, because I was a part of starting the side, the back west side. So he was reaching out to me, for support, because he had some opposition, from some people, about starting it or whatever, and that's how we had our oppositions too. So I pretty much had understood it, and but then I come home. And I got to meet him then, and his little brother, like you said, Big Sodi is our G homie. Big Sodi been knowing me since I was a baby, and so Lil Sodi has, he came to many of my events, you know what I mean? He came to many of my events, from backpack events to my Christmas events. He brought his kids up here, and so. I had a lot of respect for him for that, because he always, cared about the community. Al Capone is my G. I followed Al Capone when I hit the prison system. I know Al Capone is one of the first 8 Treys to lead for that business. He sacrificed a whole lot for this community, and I followed him while I was in prison. He was a real stand-up dude. I never heard nothing bad about him. I unfortunately never had the opportunity to be around him in all of my time, but he was pretty much he was always a presence up in that prison system throughout my whole time. And it was through my program and writing those letters for him that we helped bring him home after 42 years. And
that's awesome.
It was glorious to see him. And that day, I got to see him, because Sodi brought him down there, was hanging all that day. And he had just left Tiny Spike. My little homie Tiny Spike is in CMC. And he had told me, he said, when you see Al Capone, make sure you get a picture with him, because he just left him. I had just missed him at our events up here. He said I had just missed him up here, but on that day, Mike had brought him to me, man. And I took that picture, and that was the last picture that we took. You understand? And all that was it wasn't just a hood day. It was Tiny Solo Day. It was Little Mikey Day.
It was a
Little Mikey Day. Police killed Mikey.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Police killed my baby. You know what I'm saying? So that was Little Mikey Day. So when we had a good time, like our enemies stood down. Everybody stood down the whole time after Little Mikey. Like we got no incoming and nobody did nothing. We enjoyed that day. We marched straight up 83rd all the way to Western with no problems. You know what I'm saying? We came up to St. Andrews, 300 motherfuckers up here at St. Andrews and enjoyed that whole day.
Right.
And then they went, and I just saw little Sodi right there, remember?
Yeah.
When it came out, I said, look, this is it. This is as far as I can take you. I don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
But y'all go on out there and have a good time and continue to stay in peace, man. And y'all everybody get home safe.
Yeah, because your
Unfortunately,
principles have changed.
my principals say I'm here for St. Andrews.
Uh-huh.
I'm not here to monitor my little homies out in the streets. I'm, you know, because that's what I end up doing if I'm going with them. I'm end up
Contributing.
I'm end up monitoring them. I'm not contributing to motherfucker. I'm telling motherfucker what's happening. Like, you ain't been do this around me or whatever.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't want to do that. I'm about staying there. I'm about the people. So whatever my little homies doing out there in the streets, that's on them. You feel me? I don't want to be like that and going out there following them or doing what they doing out there. You know what I'm saying? But when we come to St. Andrews is like Mecca. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna all be at peace. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna love each other. I mean, we all gonna welcome the people in. That's what we do here.
You mentioned Far West, Southwest. Explain to me the West or the sections.
Well, actually, we all West Side. You know what I'm saying? Every side of A Trey got West Side in it. We West Side for sure. Now, you know, Marshall Kody and them in that generation came with the side stuff to throw the enemies off about how big we were. That's all that was. But we've taken it to a whole nother level. By the time my generation came, I'm the one made up these fingers that they throwing up all over the country. I did this at like 16 years old. And it stood for the back side of the West. That's all. That's what the back West Side is. It was just the back side of the West. I come from the West Side. I come from St. Andrews. I was born and raised right here in these 80s. So I come from the West Side. It's just the back side of the West. So as I'm in prison in the back West thing, then grew in the North Side. So everybody's taking these sides, and these sides is growing. And it appears to me that the sides have overgrown the soil. The sides have overgrown the soil. So you can care more about the sides than you do the soil. So that's what that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. So while I'm in prison, you know, they come with an addition, which is the Far West Side, which is was started by I believe Lil Sodi and Tiny Diamond. You know, my big homie's son. You know, so you know, and me coming up the way I did, I supported it because I was there. I went through the same struggle. We had a big ass meeting in this gym at St. Andrews over us trying to start back West Side. So I understood what he was going through. But what I don't appreciate is how it's turned out, which everybody pushed the sides over the soil. Like everybody had these dudes, and it like just at these funerals, everybody introducing themselves out of these other states from their sides. Not A Trey. First thing you supposed to say is I'm from A Trey.
A Trey will be in front.
Whoopty whoop side. But they don't do that because they've come with these cliques and they come with this, all of that, and you don't give a fuck about the soil.
And then it's been misunderstood.
And now it's misunderstood. So in some of these states, you got A Trey against A Trey, sides to sides, and that's unheard of. That's unheard of. We all won right here. We won St. Andrews right here. We won. We won from North Side, Far West, back West Side, West. We won. We won community. There is no separation. So
one band, one sound, one line.
Right, and that's what we have to get back to. You have to get back up under one umbrella so everybody can be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I know we can't call peace or tell nothing or do any of that or sit at the table with anybody if you dudes ain't even together. How can we say anything about where we stand as far as a whole if you dudes is not together? So we have to first try to unify the whole in order to be able to go to stand at anybody's table and say, look, this is where we at with it, you know. But we can't do that because there's too many separations, too many egos and stuff like that within the communities. And it's just not here. This is all over.
Oh yeah, it's
all over. Everybody hood has this. You know, you have certain elements in your hood who ain't even supposed to be there, but they there. You got all these things that go on in all these hoods. So only thing we doing is trying to bring some understanding to your mentality. Right?
One of the things that I always, and this come from my school, right? If somebody was saying they from the hood, okay, who's your family? Who's your uncles? Who's your cousins? Who's
right.
And if we couldn't connect the dots, no, you ain't from over here.
Right.
You might come through here, but you're not from over here.
Right.
If we can't place your family or whatever, because that means you don't have no attachment, no lineage here, that makes you very vulnerable to where you are tail.
Yeah.
And then you'll run back to wherever you came from.
And you run back to where you came from. And see, and that's just something that's going on in these communities as well. Is you got people who really are not from the soil. You're not from it, so you're not gonna give a fuck whether a motherfucker fuck over it or do whatever, because you're really not from here, so you don't internalize it. Some people are from here, but really not from here. Like, you didn't grow up in St. Andrews. You may have been on this side, or you may have been on that side, and ain't never been in St. Andrews. You wasn't here when we, doing the baseball games and the banquets and all this stuff that was going on here. So you really may not care about what happens here because you don't have no investment in here, no legitimate investment like your childhood right here. So that's what I that's what I see. Me, I'm willing to die right here in St. Andrews. You know what I'm saying? Because that's, to try to make it right the way that my G homie I did it. You know what I mean? I know I can't match what he did, but I'm here and I'm uphold what he what he created, and we gonna do the best we can to try to provide resources to the people and try to provide some healing to the people.
Peace, man. I appreciate both of you guys, man.
Sure.
This has been dynamic. This has been amazing, impactful, very informative, and hopefully we can do it again, because one thing about it, we're gonna always continue to build. And there's gonna be other times when you're gonna think about some stuff after this.
Yeah. No, I want you to come. I want you to come out.
I definitely want to come back.
Once we get them groups, once we get our group setting going, we're looking at some things right now. So for the next month or so, we hope that I'm gonna send some invitations out for the brothers to come out and come out to the group, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be on Thursdays. We try to establish Thursdays at least every other Thursday.
Man, salute to you and Mike. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman, lock the door.
Straight out of Compton, original streets. Grew up with the lion, see what the criminals see. Now he a giant and a pivotal key. Got it down to a science, this the visual streets. He came up with Bullet, he came up with Turtle. Live life to the fullest, he put it all in the journal. We dodging them bullets, we jumping them hurdles. It's the Hood Postman, we in the streets universal.
Hood Postman, Professor Melly Mel. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share, drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hits, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door.